So number one of our top 10 gym myths, spot reduction. Everybody's heard this. Everybody's thought this. And unfortunately, no, you can't just do crunches to burn belly fat. Spot reduction is not a thing. What is spot reduction? Spot reduction is when people think, hey, if I just do this one exercise over and over, maybe I have a little bit of belly fat, so if I just set my abs up, that'll help burn that belly fat. Hey, I got that little bit of flab hanging on my arm, so if I do some biceps and triceps, that'll burn that flab off. No, that's a myth. It's not how it works, unfortunately. You cannot spot reduct fat. Fat burns overall your entire body. You can't control it. It has no, you have no control over it. Your body literally picks where it's going to pull the fat from, and it's everywhere at the same time. Your body loses fat from all over, not just the area you're exercising, and exercise builds muscle, not burning fat from a targeted area. Fat loss is influenced by overall diet and a caloric deficit, with genetics and hormones playing a significant role in determining where fat is stored and lost. So if you want to know where fat's going to store, look at your parents, look at your grandparents. It's probably a good indicator of where you're going to end up storing some fat. To reduce fat, a holistic approach combining strength training, cardio, and nutrition, hitting them from 3 heads, is the most effective. 3 different angles tackling that. So that's number one of our top 10 gym myths. Fitness myths. Hit us in the titties. If you've got other ones. All right, number 2, I hear this one all the time, especially as a trainer. Lifting makes women bulky. No, sir. If only it were that easy. I wish just lifting could make you look bulky. Anybody. Well, people are like, I don't want to get bulky. I don't want to get too big. You won't. You won't. It's impossible. You have to work so fucking hard to get big. I bust my ass in the gym sometimes 2-3 times a day to get the size I have. And it's still not as big as I'd like to be. So when women are like, or when guys are like, lifting makes women bulky. No, it doesn't. It's impossible. You've really got to work to get that muscle. As funny as it is, this one is extremely popular, but almost immediately falls apart the moment you think about it for more than 10 seconds. What's the primary hormone responsible for building large muscles? I'll let you guess. It's testosterone. Obviously. What's the one hormone women have less of than men? I'll let you guess again. It's fucking testosterone. God. Achieving a truly bulky physique like that of a professional bodybuilder requires a very specific and very extensive diet, intense training schedule, and potentially performance-enhancing substances. So naturally, it's actually very difficult for women to build large, bulky muscles. Instead, weight training leads to increased strength, a more lean and toned physique, and improved bone density, helping women to feel powerful and confident. You're not going to get bulky. If you are, it's probably because you're enhanced. You're not just going to do it naturally. It's not going to happen. You don't have the testosterone to do it. So if you're a woman and you want to go to the gym, you're wanting to work out, but you're afraid you're going to get too bulky, fret not. Fear not. That's not on the table for you. You're just going to get toned, ripped, and you're going to feel good. You're going to feel real fucking good. Number 3 of our top 10 gym myths, we're talking sweat equals fat loss. No, it doesn't. It does not. Some people think, and I used to think this too, the more I would sweat, the more fat I would be burning. I mean, obviously, that liquid's got to come from somewhere. I mean, I didn't think the sweat was fat, but energy is happening, and energy change is happening. Thermodynamics is happening. But no, that's just your body's air conditioning system. Sweat does not equal fat loss. Sweating is your body's cooling mechanism. And while you may experience a temporary drop in weight from fluid loss, that is not fat loss. To lose fat, you must create a calorie deficit by burning more calories than you consume, primarily through a combination of a healthy diet and regular exercise. Any weight loss from sweating is temporary water weight, and that weight is regained as soon as you rehydrate by drinking fluids. So even if you do lose a little bit of weight from sweating, you're just going to get it back the moment you drink some water. Oh, rockstar. Bah, bah, bah. Number 4 on our list today, carbs make you fat. No, carbs do not make you fat, good sirs and or madams. Carbs fuel training, not your waistline. You can only eat protein and zero carbs and still get fat if you're eating more calories than your body needs a day. The only thing that determines whether or not you're going to store fat is if you're eating more calories than the calories your body burns every day. Your basal metabolic rate. Now, carbs do turn into glucose, which can turn into fat, but only if you're eating in excess of those calories. So find your maintenance calorie limit, what your body needs to burn a day, stay below that, and you won't gain fat. It's just how it works. Calories in, calories out. It can get there's a little nuance there, but if you stick by that rule, you'll usually do pretty good. Number 5, high reps, tone muscle, low reps, bulk. Tone equals building muscle and losing fat. That's not high reps. The statement high reps tone and low reps bulk is a myth. Both high and low rep training can build muscle, burn fat, and improve muscle endurance and strength, with muscle definition being more influenced by muscle size and body fat percentage than the rep range itself. Riley Barkin. For muscle growth, it is most effective to train the muscle fatigue, regardless of the rep range. But combining both high rep and low rep training is recommended for overall strength, muscle size, and endurance. What people call toning is actually a combination of having developed muscles, which both high and low reps will achieve, and low body fat, which is influenced by diet, not rep range. So you're not going to get ripped from, you will get ripped, but that's not what's toning you. The toning you, that vascular look, is from diet. As long as you train close to muscle failure, lifting lighter weights with more repetitions increases the muscle's ability to sustain activity for longer periods. High rep training can increase the efficiency of mitochondria, the powerhouses of the cell. Improving fatigue resistance. Heavier weights and fewer reps are highly effective for building maximal strength as they recruit more fast-twitch muscle fibers and challenge the central nervous system. For the most comprehensive results, incorporate both high rep and low rep training into your routine. There you go. What is that? Number 7? Number 6? I don't know. I lost count. Next up, though, on our list of top 10 gym myths, eating after 8 p.m. makes you fat. I even thought this one. Everyone thinks this one, I think, at some point in their life. But it's not true. It's not true. I learned it when I started getting certified. That's not a true statement. It is a myth. Your body doesn't know whether it's 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. And in fact, it actually burns most of its calories while you sleep. So if anything, it would be the opposite. And you would burn more of those calories as you sleep. I actually tell my clients when they're bulking or trying to get their protein in, or after a heavy workout, eat a substantial amount of protein, even just a protein shake 30 minutes before bed. So you're getting absolute protein synthesis while you sleep, getting all that muscle recovery back. Like I said before, the only thing that makes you fat and creates fat is eating in a calorie surplus when your maintenance should be down here. It doesn't matter what time of the day you eat those calories, as long as those calories get ate where they need to be. Number 7, I think. You need to confuse your muscles every now and again. No. That's a myth, good sir. Muscles don't get confused. You do. The statement is false, but the concept is not that your muscles get confused. It's that, or need to be confused in order to gain progress, is that your muscles adapt really well. They're really fucking good at adapting. That's what your body's main job is, to adapt to its surroundings. So if you're hitting it with the same workout every week, your body's going to get used to that and it's going to adapt. So the concept of confusing your muscles is doing something different to that same muscle. And it's not that it confuses it, it's that it's not adapted to this new workout as opposed to what you've already been doing. So it's not confusion. They've got it backwards. The end result is the same, but it's not because your muscles get confused. It's because they're really good at adapting and you're throwing something new at it, and now it has to adapt to that. You can turn fat into muscle. False. That is also a major gym myth. It's fiction, pure fiction. They're completely different tissues. So while it may seem like you're turning fat into muscle, which is kind of how, especially if you're doing a recomposition phase, instead of a call, you can do severe cut, which is like severe calorie deficit to really burn all the fat. You can do a bulk, which is eating a calorie surplus. So you're gaining lots of muscle, but you probably gain some fat too. Or you can stay in a calorie maintenance and do recomposition. And what this does, this will burn your fat in one and build muscle in the other. So it seems like you're taking the fat you have and turning it into muscle, but instead you're actually doing two separate things. You're burning muscle and you're building fat at the same time. Now, you don't have to be in a recomposition phase to do this. You can do this in a deficit as well. And while you're cutting the fat, you're still going to build muscle. You just won't build as much because you need those calories, those proteins to build that muscle and bulk up a little bit. So that's why usually when I start with a client, I'll get them to just do a recomposition phase first so we can get into the routine, see how things go, see how their body reacts. So no, you cannot turn fat into muscle. There's two separate activities that are happening at the same time, which is where this concept came from. It's why people think that. Number 9 of our 10 gym myths that are garbage. You must train every day to see progress. No, that's a gym myth. That's a myth. That's a legend. That's not true. It's an outright fiction. Recovery is half the equation, even maybe more than half. You can work out every day, but muscle being built actually comes from the repair process, which happens when you're resting, when you're recovering. You can be in the gym every day and not get any bigger because your muscles don't have time to recover. So you beat the shit out of yourself for 3 days, then you take a day of rest, your muscles recover, they repair, they get bigger to adapt, like we talked about before, to tackle the same task later, better, quicker, more efficiently. So that's what causes the muscle growth, that 4th day, that muscle recovery day, that rest day. Beating the muscle up doesn't make it bigger. It just starts the process in which it can use to get bigger. Make sense? I think so. There's got to be an easier way to say that. But no, training every day is not going to make you jacked, and it's not going to make you see progress. It's the rests that will make you see progress. And our last number 10 of our top 10 gym myths that I got to hear all the fucking time. No pain equals no gain. I actually did a video on this week, a reel about it, about delayed onset muscle soreness. Soreness doesn't equal growth. It's just not a thing. While muscle soreness can indicate that you've challenged your body in a new or intense way, it is not a reliable marker of progress on its own. Soreness typically occurs when you introduce unfamiliar movements, increase intensity, focus on eccentric strength, or return to training after a break. As your body adapts, you may feel less sore despite continuing to improve in strength, endurance, or muscle growth. Real progress is better measured by consistent performance gains, improved technique, or physical changes over time as a result of progressively overloading the muscles, not just how sore you feel after a workout. When you feel sore, that 12 to 72 hour range of when that muscle soreness comes in, yeah, you feel like you kicked the shit out of yourself, like you really did a good workout. And you probably did. But it's not a result of that. It doesn't mean that you did good work or you're going to get good gains, which is the implied contract that you have. You work out, you get sore, you're going to get good gains. That's the implied contract, but it's not correct. You can make super gains without getting sore. Actually, that's going to happen eventually as your body starts to acclimatize to the activities you're doing, the work you're throwing at it. You'll get less sore. And it kind of fucks with your mind a bit because you feel like, I feel like I didn't do anything. But no, you did. Your body's just used to the soreness and it's used to the activity. You're still going to get those gains. Don't worry. Just don't focus on the sore. And that's it for our top 10 gym myths here on Fine Tune Fitness Podcast. Are there any I missed? I know there's a lot more. So if you've got any that you hear every day as a trainer or just hear from people who don't go to the gym, there's a lot of those. So if you've got a favorite gym myth that you like to hear or makes you just go, drop it in the comments below. I want to hear them, and we'll talk about them next time here on the podcast.